right. Welcome back to Council of the North, episode 19. We have with me tonight Andrew.
A very sick greetings.
Ugh, and Zach.
A very sick cheers.
Nice. We're actually
Also,
all we all got
wrapped in the
sick from the
Canadian shirt.
GT.
Whoever got everyone sick, you get a grease point and a shame point and a negative beer. Not happy with you.
Just hit with all the bads.
Yeah.
But last week we heard about Andrew and Steve's journey through the season finale. Tonight we're going to hear about mine and Zach's games. But first, Andrew, you want to do the quiz section?
Yes, quiz questions. Quiz questions this week for Are You Smart, Are You Zach? Brought to you by David Clubley. Excuse me. Question number 1. Okay. How many Palantiri were left at the end of the Third Age? That's at the end of the Return of the King. Question number 2. What was Minas Morgul called before it was taken over by Sauron, and what does its name mean? Easy. Question number 3. What was Elrond's brother's name, and what was his most notable title? Those are the questions for this week, or for next week, I guess.
Yeah, we'll take them up. Actually, the next episode, I think we're going to be doing a live stream. So we'll be taking up quiz question answers live with whoever can tune in. I think we're planning for November 9th, Sunday, November 9th, at 8 p.m. probably. We'll do our episode 20 live stream, 700-point list, Army Reviews.
And you know what episode 20 means?
What?
We made it.
Yeah, we did.
We
In
did
the
the
big
goal.
leagues, man.
Anybody who listened to episode 2 remembers that episode 20 was the goal, so we're going to hit it.
And then we retired.
Yeah, then we just give
That's
up. So November 9th, Sunday night, be there, be square, come paint with us. But Zach, shame points, painting.
Shame points. Charts up on the screen for those keen-eyed listeners. Zach is sitting on the lead with 4 points, 4 shame points. Will sitting steady at 2 shame points. Andrew at a whopping 0. He's boring. He's an overachiever. We don't care about that. Then we got our guests. So far, we've had 5 guests we've kept track of with the shame points, and we're just going to double down and shame Maddie some more as naming him the only guest we've had that hasn't got any painting done. But, his guest appearance showed us anything. He doesn't listen anyway, so we can say that all we want. And for those that don't know, the shame points, we have to paint every week and post to our Instagram at Council of the North. Come follow, give it a like if you want, or don't. Who are we to say? But whoever gets to 5 shame points, next event they go to has no choice over what they're bringing. The other 2 get to decide what their list is going to be, and that's the punishment. So it's kind of keeping ourselves accountable, doing our best to keep painting. So this week, I got my painting done. I finished up my 3 Klansmen. So I'm done with Klansmen. Wasn't as happy with them as I liked the second time around, but they're all done. Andrew, did you get your post and painting done?
That's right, I did. I posted what we actually did, or what I did during the last live stream, which was base a ton of models, and then I also got a bit more paint on some orcs that are going to be for my next project.
Cool. So
And
you
some
dodged a
siding on
shame
my
point.
display board. So I did a bunch of stuff.
The Will? What was what you used?
Yeah, I did. I got 2 more Rivendell Knights started and done up, so we're gonna get some more cavalry going.
Started and done up?
Started. Yeah, the guys are. I basically finished the guys. I still have to do all the horses. I can't stand doing horses, man.
Horses are tough.
They're the worst.
So once again, no additional shame points added. We had some action with me last week, I believe, or 2 weeks ago. I got a shame point, but we're back to the stalemate of nothing going on, which is good.
Yeah.
That's technically the goal.
One more, man. I want you to get one more.
It's going to happen.
One more
very
before
shortly.
December 6th. That's all.
It's
That's good.
going to happen very shortly. I can assure you.
We can only hope.
It's going to be bad. I'm going to get hit with it, and I'm probably going to be right close to hitting it again.
Yeah, you probably will, won't you?
Yeah. Hectic.
That's awesome,
So yeah,
man.
that's the shame point section.
Sweet. And like Zach said, we're on Instagram. Follow us if you want to see us post our shame point of wins. Like, share, subscribe, YouTube, hit the buttons, do all that general
Comment,
stuff.
answer the questions, answer the quiz questions.
Last chance to get a 700-point list in before we do our list review on November 9th. Otherwise, before we get into Zach and I's games for the tournament, I just wanted to bring up a couple of the stats for kind of the army list that showed up in that, to give a bit of a rundown of what the tournament was like. We had total 38 players, but we had 28 different army lists. There's only one list that showed up 3 times, and that was actually Shadows of Angmar. So we had 3 gullies roaming around. Otherwise, we saw 2 of, I think, Khazad-dûm, Men of the West, Eagles, Rivendell. Yeah, it was a pretty good spread. I did notice that both Khazad-dûm players were in the top 10. Both Men of the West players were in the top 10, and both of the Uruk-hai scout lists. So there's one Ugluk scouts, one Lurt scouts, also both ended up in the top 10. We also had 2 Eagles players show up. So now our league is turning into an Eagles players league all of a sudden.
Thanks, Jeremy, for opening the floodgates.
Yeah, taking the first hit.
An 80-point hobby event, no less. Come on.
It's crazy.
Shameful.
But we also had, it was actually, when we did our review before the tournament, it looked like we had like 12 out of 15 lists that were good lists. The total ended up being 22 good armies and 16 evil armies. So actually kind of an even spread almost, which was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Like lean in a bit more on the good side, but overall, it's pretty close.
Yeah, closer than I thought it was going to be, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, when we reviewed, we were like almost all good lists that we were talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I got to play 2 good lists and 2 evil lists at the tournament, so nice and balanced.
I also played 2 good and 2 evil.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Shocking.
And the last thing I wanted to mention was there was I think 4 Americans that traveled up for this, and it was really nice to see them, really nice to meet them. They did have a bit of a rough day. I think one of them, Isaac, ended up in the top 10. But the rest of them kind of, I talked to a couple of them, they were kind of spinning their wheels a little bit, but it was really nice to see them, and hopefully we see them come out to some more in the future. Otherwise, you guys have anything about the tournament you noticed? Anything you want to say about it?
It was a lot of fun. For sure. It was really nice to have that many players out. I guess that was, excuse me, that was the biggest event this season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was a blast to see so many people out. One thing I think we all wanted to mention was that we didn't really get to like talk to everyone as much as we wanted to.
Yeah.
Because the day was just super hectic.
Yeah. It was a long day, especially having the lunch after the first round. The whole afternoon was just like, we were done by the end of it, for sure.
Yeah. Come out to more events. Let's have more big events.
Yeah, if we could pull off some more like 30 plus people events, that'd be awesome. Like just show
Yeah.
some good health for the league. That we can do something like that. That was great.
Yeah.
I think
I
there was
guess
like new
it's
players there, like obviously experienced guys that have been around for a while. It was a good mix. It was good to see a lot of people. And like I said, people traveling in for it. It's nice that we got a big enough draw that we were actually able to get some Americans that wanted to come over for our GT.
for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. It might be worth mentioning that there's a couple tournaments coming up. November 15th is at Tistimonies. I believe that one's sold out. But then November 22nd, John Park is running a tournament in Essex, which is kind of near Windsor area. So if you're in that area, hop out to it. He's I forget what the points value is for it. I should have looked it up before we got into this.
I
But
think it's
he's
600.
600. But he's running an event that's going to be pretty sweet. And then Josh Heron is running one in Oshawa on December 6th, um, which is looking like it's going to be a good one. It's looking like 1, 2, or 3 of us are potentially making it, which is awesome. And then that one's a 600 point list as well for that one. So otherwise, that'll be about it before Christmas, I think. And then we'll take a little break, come back in January. Andrew, did you want to talk about your January thing or?
Yeah, I just today, so I guess a week ago today, I posted
Yeah.
an event I'm hosting. It is, I think, the first, or at least first in a long, long time, the first escalation event that we're going to have in the OSBGL. And for those who don't know what that is, it's not like a long-term thing. It's over one day. It's going to be 6 games. The first 2 games are 50 points. The next 2 games are 150 points. And then the last 2 games are 300 points. So you're going to have a chance to play with 3 different lists, 3 different types of games. It should be pretty fun. No named heroes, no non-unique heroes. Double negative. No unique heroes. Just captains, shamans, whatever. It should be fun. The event or the venue is really good. Games are on 2x2s, so they should be quick. Please
Is
consider
is
coming out.
the 300 point matches on 2x2s as well?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Most of the scenarios involve some movement. So I think it'll be okay because you're going to want to be moving your guys around and you're not just going to smash up in the middle.
Yeah, fair enough.
So come out to that. We're aiming for 20 people.
Cool. January 24th?
That's right.
Also, the venue has food and alcohol for those who care.
Yes, it is a licensed venue. They have food there as well. Mm-hmm. And it's a board game cafe, so it's very chill atmosphere. And last time we hung out after for a little bit and had a bite to eat and had a pint. It was nice.
It's cool.
So consider coming out.
Awesome. Well, I'm pretty excited. This is my first time that I actually get to talk about a tournament on the podcast.
Yeah.
So I get
Is
to
it
do
the
this for the
first?
first time. It is the first time. But Zach, you want to start us off with your round 1 with the, I guess actually, what was your army list? We'll remind everybody.
Same list that I've been running quite frequently. Aenor mounted lance, 5 knights mounted, Glorfindel mounted on Asphalos because why wouldn't you? 6 elf shields, 4 elf spear and shields, 1 elf banner, Aeronath, and 7 hobbit archers.
You
It's
didn't say what
been
list you're playing,
mostly
man. You just said the
Battle
list.
Hornost.
Okay.
Well,
You
say
missed
Aenor, I
that.
mean he's only in one list. Keen-eyed listeners know what's going on.
All right.
Yeah, so 26 models in total, which is not
That's
ideal
rough.
when you what?
That's rough.
And when 7 of them are Hobbit archers.
Yeah.
So I'm really playing with, if you want to do it, probably like 20, 23, 22
23,
models
24.
realistically. And I got to play Lurtza Scouts. You want to know how many models that was?
48.
43. So I was quite thrilled with that matchup. We I can't remember. I vetoed. Oh, it's Maelstrom. I vetoed heirlooms. I thought, you know what? It's annoying. Shorter clocks and time windows. If you draw it and you get it right away, I mean, it could be good if you get it, but if your opponent gets it, you're in trouble. You don't got as much time, especially against 43 models. Like that's tough. I can't
Heirlooms
remember what he
does.
did.
Sorry, heirlooms does still feel like I think the one that people ban or veto most because it is still kind of random.
Yeah.
Like if they pick it up on the first turn, and
They
then
have a huge advantage.
yeah, it feels bad.
But we ended up getting Sites of Power, which is an interesting enough scenario. It's fine. You got the 4 objectives and you want to be near it at the end of the game. And the game goes to being quartered, which is also key with how my game played out. I was playing against John, and yeah, like I said, 43 models, Lurtz, Ugluck, uh, Captain, Drummer, just a lot of Urukai. I think a benefit was that Sites of Power is a Nightfall scenario,
Oh yeah.
so shorter range on his shooting.
Made your hobbits deadly, eh?
My hobbits did absolutely zero shooting all game. They were engaged by some Urukai turn 1. Um, but they were heroes. I will say. I came into this game riding high. I'd
So you
rolled
could.
pretty good on my dice.
Sorry,
I
I got to
got
get this in now, or it won't
oh,
be good.
yeah.
So you're saying that the Urukai found the halflings?
Oh, they found the halflings all right.
All right, had to get
They
it
were
in.
it did not take much. Oh, and he had Maui in the list too. So he had like all the heroes.
Yeah, all the named ones and a drummer, right?
All the yeah.
Do you like that
So
11-inch movement?
oh, it's 8-inch movement itself is brutal. It's like,
Nice.
man, I get it, but damn, they move fast. Uh, but yeah, I had my warband hobbits come on the one board edge. My elves came on the kind of like near them on the just on the board edge right beside it, so not too far. There's just like a
Yep.
rock obstacle in the way. And then I rolled a 6 for my knights, and I was able to put them on the same board edge as my elves, but just the opposite side. And then he kind of had his guys come in across the other side of the board, except for his Maurer's warband that came in right beside my hobbits.
Yeah.
So that was worrisome. I thought, okay, they're gonna fold instantly. But I got the first move. Well, actually, we rolled off. He won priority, but he gave it to me, which was rough because it allowed me to sort of chokehold his Urukai in, so he couldn't just sweep all over my hobbits. He was just blocked up with his fight, so I had Aranath in with a couple hobbits. Well, pretty much all my hobbits just blocking him in, having a lot of 2-on-1s because of the way he deployed, which helped. So he couldn't be able to push through. And then I basically just hightailed my elves over there. I was like, I gotta get these guys in there. Glorfindel, 12-inch move, thankfully gets them there pretty quickly. And then my knights, I kind of just pushed up the opposite flank, threatening his other 30 models or something he had with my 6 models. In the first turn of combat, I think it killed like a couple Urukai. And maybe lost a couple hobbits, not a whole lot. I rolled pretty well there. And then basically the next few turns on that side were him pushing another warband towards them. I mean, part of his warband circled around another object, a train that was in his way to try and flank me, but my elves were able to engage that because of the timing, and Glorfindel got in there and got to work. And then I fell back with my knights. I think I did the wise thing, and I thought, why am I going to charge Ugluck and Lurtz with 6 guys? It just doesn't sound too wise. So I proceeded to fall back with them as he proceeded to chase. And basically got to a point where I charged his Urukai that were closing in the Lurtz and Ugluck warbands with Glorfindel, Aenor, and my knights. My knights proceeded to die, and Aenor and Glorfindel were absolute beasts and just were killing like 3 to 4 guys a turn. It was great. He got Lurtz into a combat. I believe it was with Glorfindel. Glorfindel chopped him up. And I think then Glorfindel charged Ugluck, chopped him up. Maurer's been dead at the other side. Like I got to clear him. I can't remember now if it was Aeronath that took him out or Glorfindel took him out before I went the other way. And then I just basically still had my elves and hobbits trying to clean up the last of his warband.
Mm-hmm.
He had a guy on one side of power. Then he would move 2 Urkai to what would have been one of my sites of power with deployment. And I also shot off a knight to go take the other objective, like the other side of power. So we each had 2, basically. And I was doing a really good job at killing his guys. But Lurtz's scouts don't break at 50%. Lurtz's scouts break at 66%. And that's what got me, because as much as I was killing, I was still losing lots of models too. And when I start with 26, I get close to breaking a lot.
Yeah.
And basically, I tried to make I had my one knight at the one side of power. And I thought, you know what? He's just sitting there. Why not I just charge across the board at his one Urukai protecting that side of power and take him out. And then it's like, you know what? At least he's not scoring for that. I might score, and the other might not take. No one might score that one. And at this point, I was broken. And as my knight's charging across the battlefield, he flees. Bye bye. So my side of power is now no longer scoring. He's still got his because he's not broken, which would have been great because all his heroes were dead.
Yeah.
But I ended up losing that game 14-8. I killed his leader. I killed his second highest scoring model. And then I lost. He had 2 sites of power completely under his control. And then he had one where he was like doubling mine. And I believe he did take a wound off of Aenor for some more points. So,
That's
and then
not
he broke
bad.
me, so he got points for breaking me and not being broken, which I think
Yeah.
that was a huge swing too. Uh, if it's not a 66, I think things look more favorable for me. Banking on probably some of his guys would have fled on his sites of power. I could have
Yeah.
scored for breaking. I was one model away from getting him broken when the game was over. I got
14 to
close.
8 though. That's like if you're gonna lose, that's a pretty good score. Scoring 8
Yeah.
points on a loss.
Yeah,
That's really good.
I did come out of it like, you know what? It's a good loss. It was tough. It was like, man, that was with it. I felt like that victory was within my grasp. But my smaller model count, I think, really hurt me there.
Yeah, it's a tough one going from breaking him at like killing, I don't know, 22 or 23 models and then now needing to kill 30 models to break him. Like that's
Yeah.
it's a big jump.
didn't help that in the same turn of combat, both Glorfindel and Aenor got dismounted. Because it got to the point where I was just like they were the only ones left in his like pile of Urukai. So I was just getting surrounded. And it's like, as long as I get the 6, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then the one turn I didn't get the 6 and he dismounted them both. And then I think I won the next turn of combat and killed nothing.
Story of my tournament, buddy.
Yeah, it's like if they didn't get dismounted and I was able to just clean up another kill or two, that could have helped a lot, but it was a tough slog. 14-8. I think it's a pretty good loss. Not what you want, but I got some VPs out of it.
That's a tough list. A list that almost doubles you, right? And they're all moving faster than you, and they're all strengthful. It's
Yeah,
it's a lot of bodies.
it's a lot of bodies. It's hard to choose what to do. I think I did a smart thing not engaging with my knights, bring them back, try to keep cleaning up that other warband and reposition,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. No.
just wasn't enough.
Yeah. All in one to start the day, so going down the
Yeah,
submarine path with Andrew.
Yeah.
of course. Gotta love a good old submarine. And how'd your game go? Because if I'm not mistaken, we were actually playing beside each other game 1.
Yeah, I felt like we kept running into each other all day. I kept
Game
like
1 and
looking
game
over.
3. Right behind
Yeah,
you, game 2.
yeah, yeah. It was like we were following each other around, but yeah. So for the tournament, I brought Rivendell, which is I brought Arwen as the leader. 4 elves with shield, 4 elves with spear and shield, and I Rivendell Knight with her. And then I brought the twins on foot. So I had Eladan with a banner, 4 elf bow, 6 shield and spear, 1 guy with a shield, and then Elro here with 4 elf bow, 6 spear and shield, and 1 guy with a shield, and 1 Rivendell Knight with him. So I had 36 models, a lot of elves, and Elrond's children to lead them. But my game 1 was up against Chris Wines, who we've seen at a few tournaments now. And he's been playing Road to Rivendell at I think ever since we've met him, right? He's always been playing this since the summer.
I think so. You played at your tournament.
Yeah, and so he brought. I thought it was a really good list. He brought Aragon with Tom Bombadil and Goldberry in his warband. And then he had Arwen mounted on Asphalloth with Frodo as a passenger. And then his third warband was Gildor and Glorian with 2 Noldorin exiles, which is Wood Elves with Elfbow, 2 exiles with, 3 exiles with throwing weapons, and 2 with spear, which brings his total model count to 13. We vetoed some stuff. I know I vetoed heirlooms. I forget what he vetoed, but we ended up with Command the Battlefield, which, I mean, going up against 13 models, I felt like I should win it. Just because you're trying to get people into table quarters, and it seemed like having 36 models compared to 13 was an advantage. But we played on a board that Andrew played on, if you listen to his last game, the one with like the big random ruins on it and the 3 pawns in it. And so I saw the board and immediately we were like shallow water. And I was hoping either of our Arwins were going to get just like a mega Wrath of Bruinen off, but it never happened. But yeah, before we get into it, his painting was insane. I think we talked about it a couple times already, but his display board, it's on the Lazy Susan, so you can see all the different sides of the road to Rivendell. Like it's top-notch stuff. But yeah, so Maelstrom, he got priority. He let me go first. I came on with the twins. They both ended up rolling, I think both rolled 5, so they both came on right beside each other. Arwen rolled a 3, so I might it up to a 4 so that she could come on a corner close to them. So I had my whole army together, which was nice. He rolled, I think, a 2 with Aragon, so I ended up putting him as far away as possible. And he had Bombadil and Goldberry, which they don't. it turns out they aren't affected by like Aragon's marches or anything. They just do their own thing. So they had to walk 6 inches across the board. There's a lot of 6-inch movement in this game, actually. But then Arwen came on by herself, and Gildor and his elves came on, but nobody was close to each other. Nobody was shooting at each other turn one. Like, we were a ways away from each other. But it's table quarters, and I'm stuck in one corner, so I start walking around the board, send a couple elves, six elves and a knight one way. The rest of the army keeps marching the other way. He brought his old list together basically in the middle of the board, and then Bombadil just drops 5 will points, gives everybody an extra 15 inches of movement, and Arwen on Asphalloth, so 12 and 15, she had 27-inch charge into the little, I sent like 6 elves and the knight going one way, and so 27 inches she rips across the board, Wrath of Bruins them, kills one of the elves with the Wrath, and then charges into everybody on the ground, dismounted my knight. So right away I was like, oh geez, and Aragon went with her because he had called a march as well, so he was moving like 21 or 24 inches, so he was right there. So it was Arwen and Aragon made pretty short work of those 7 models, and then like all the elves that were in range of them were moving. It's just a crazy one, like 23-inch move elves for the turn and stuff like that. So yeah, so that was the first engage, and he decimated that, and then I started to get worried, and then basically I sent my whole army after Gildor and the wood elves, just trying to catch them. Because if I can kill all the elves, then I can break the list. Basically, that was going to be my best way. I was trying to shoot them, but the elven cloaks and stuff, I just could never see them, couldn't catch them. I finally got up close to them. Arwen charges in for a big Wrath of Bruinen. And then 2 dice rolled snake eyes, didn't go off. And then the next turn, again, charge in, got one off, knocked 3 elves down, and then just didn't kill an elf. It was so sad. I was looking forward to just taking them off, but didn't kill them. But I caught them, which is the main thing. And then I had the twins team up on an elf. They heroic strike in combat, and then the striker and a knight went off and charged into Gildor, took him out in one turn. So all of a sudden I think I had him one off breaking. He had one elf that I ran away, but I cleaned up Gildor and all the elves. Arwen was just slowly chomping through my army. She was crazy, being like 4 might, 0.7 will with Frodo on the horse, and like 6 or 7 might, or 6 or 7 fate, I think. I just was not touching her. And then Aragon went to a board quarter that had like 4 or 5 elves in it, and then I ended up just playing peekaboo with him for a while. There's like a ruined tower, and so my elves would climb in through windows, and then Aragon would run around the other side, and then the next turn they'd climb out the windows on the other side of the tower wherever he wasn't. So we just kept running back and forth. But yeah, otherwise there wasn't too much. I cleaned up the elves, and then the whole army went after Arwen, and I ended up catching her when she ran out of might with the twins, trapped her, and in one turn I chopped her up, Frodo and Asphalloth all at the same time. So the one thing we ran into that we didn't know, and we had to get a TO over, was Bombadil. When he was broken, he had Bombadil standing near an elf, and Bombadil is like fearless. He never has to take courage tests, but then he never takes courage tests. So does he have a stand fast? And so we didn't know. We ended up calling Ben over, and it was ruled that he doesn't have a stand fast because he doesn't have a courage value. He can't take a test and things like that.
That makes
so
sense.
I don't know
I
if
think
we
that
played
actually
it
makes
right.
sense.
I think that's the way to play.
It seems like
But-
he wouldn't be a character that can stand fast.
No, like he
'Cause
doesn't
this character's
affect,
kind of just there. He doesn't affect anything usually
Yeah.
friendly. He's just
and
doing his
he
own
wasn't
thing.
he wasn't affected by Aragon's march. Like he's not being affected by
Yeah.
people's heroics, so he's not really,
Seems
he's a
right.
weird little piece. But Bombadil, spent like his last will points to try to get that wood elf to run away from Arwen and the knight that was chasing her down, and then the guy failed his courage test the next turn. But basically, yeah, it was pretty much just my 6-inch moving elves had literally gone in a full circle around the middle 12-inch section of the board, and by the end of it, had walked through all 4 quarters of the board. And I ended up getting the win from him. I should have looked it up. I think it was 16 or 14-0. 14-0. So it was I was pretty confident going into the game just because of the scenario, and it ended up being a decent win for start of the day. Yeah. Zach, you want to
I
get
got a
into your...
question.
Yeah.
So I know we've talked about this. I don't think we've talked about it on the pod, I'm not sure. But you both have now played Tom Bombadil, and obviously last edition, a big issue. He got banned pretty much every event. What are your opinions on it being banned this edition?
No, he
No,
should
let
never
people
be
play him.
banned.
He's
Yeah.
awesome. It's
He's
such
only
an
in one
awesome move.
list. He's only in one list, and the list is only good if you get to take him, I feel.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he
More
wasn't
Tom
even a
Bombadil
problem.
Goldberry.
He wasn't even a problem. Yeah. I didn't get to face them that much. Like, Bombadil spent all his will on helping his army move around the board. Goldberry never spent... She spent a will point once, just to activate, like, not let a twin activate, but otherwise she was kind of stuck just wandering around. So yeah, I don't have a problem with either of them, really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
I
thought I'd
agree
put it out
100%.
there. From what it sounds like, he seems very reasonable now. He's not the unbeatable guy he used to be. Should be no reason he should be banned.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'd agree with that. Yeah, Zach,
Then,
round 2, who did you... You had
well,
Lurtz's Scouts round 1, and then what did you play round
Alert
2?
Scouts round 1. Round 2, I got faced Yay, Isaac Penley. Really nice guy. And he brought the illustrious Ugluk Scouts.
Nice.
So, do you want to guess how many models that was?
Even more.
40, 45.
53.
Oh, it's 600,
53 models.
650
Oh my
points.
god, he literally doubles you, more than doubles
He
you.
literally more than doubles me.
That's greasy.
It
50 plus models at 650 points. That's
Wow.
greasy.
I just wrap up Alert to Scouts. I'm like, whew, maybe I'll get something closer to my model count.
Nope.
No. No. Great guy. Really nice. I was like, okay, well, I know what's happening today. Let's get to it. We ended up with Fog of War, which is good. Probably one of at least I think it's probably my favorite scenario. The
Yeah, it's a
mystery
good one.
objectives. You got a lot of what could be going on.
It's
And
kind
you
of
always
tough for
have a
you, though.
shot to win a Fog of
Yeah,
War
but
too.
it seems kind of tough for you because he can just pile on so many models onto every board piece, and you can't know.
Yep, that's very true.
Yeah, but you totally win the hero game, right? Like, even like your worst not Aeronath, can almost deal with any of the heroes that are coming at him.
Yeah. So I went with I got to choose the board side, and Andrew makes a very good point. He could just flood it, and I kind of realized at a time, you know what, I'm probably not going to be able to stop him from scoring that scenario. But my secondary hero protecting Glorfindel is easy victory points in this scenario. So I took the side that had a lot of scatter terrain. I thought, you know what, I'm going to get congested. I'm willing to sacrifice those points and try to just make up the difference elsewhere. Make it harder for him to be able to surround me. There was a lot, it was like kind of, the terrain was like a city. So there was a lot of roadways and buildings on corners. And then some of the road, like at least on the board I picked, seemed to have a lot more like rubble and stuff blocking the roadways. So I thought maybe I'll be able to use this for my advantage. I deployed my knights and my hobbits on the right side, sort of together, and my elves went on the other. They kind of had a roadway that they were able to creep up. And I chose, he had Ugluk, Marir, and two orc captains. One, when he was described, I was asking him, well, what are your two orc captains? Like, what do they look different? Are they the same? And he's, yeah, they do look different. The one's like got a pick and a shield, and the other's the guy got both his hands up. He's
And
like, I call
small.
him victory pose orc. I was like, ooh, cool.
You got to
I
choose it, but go.
obviously got to choose victory pose orc, and I chose terrain piece on the back. It was just on his side of the board edge on the right side, and I was like, well, maybe I'll be able to like sneak a knight through it, like a last ditch effort sort of thing to get to it, or if I can push through, kind of position myself there. But I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get it. I'm basically going to hope I kill my target and keep mine alive. If I can get his, like my terrain piece, cool. I pushed up hard with my elves on the far side. I kind of had a lot of his guys distracted. It was doing a little bit of that poking out. He's shooting at me. I'm trying to dodge and hide behind stuff. And I abandoned my elves with Glorfindel, and I pushed him to the right side to help out Anor. Well, I actually had all my heroes on that flank. And I think I was putting up a pretty good fight. I was doing pretty good. And I had Glorfindel kind of chewing up around his backside as Anor and my knights were charging up forward, and Aeronath was sort of bogged down. Him and his hobbits got a couple shots. I think they killed maybe a couple orcs throughout the mix. They did all right. They did absolutely terrible in the combats this game. But somehow he just kept putting his victory pose orc captain closer and closer to Glorfindel. It's like, that's nice. He's getting really within heroic combat distance. And I was able to pounce on it. So I was just like, nice. Got that objective done. And I just
You
kept
killed
pushing
him?
my elves around the other flank, trying to engage with his Urukai without getting shot first, but he was doing a really good job of peppering them. So I was like losing a couple guys a turn, which is not good when you're pushing like two war bands of guys with like 8 models.
I was really hoping that you were going to say that the orc victory pose orc killed Glorfindel.
Oh, I would have like, you know what? Hats off to him if that happened, but no, it worked out pretty good for me.
Darn.
And basically, there was just a congestion on the other side. My knights ended up collapsing once again. They're good for the first couple turns, but you lose that one move, and they just die. Especially when he's got the animosity and Ugluk's the wounding thing. It's like,
Yeah.
ugh, not great. But I break, and this is where it got tough. I was like, okay, so now it's roll of a 1 or 2. The game's over. We don't roll a 1 or a 2. Game's still on. I do heroic move with Aeronath's last might. He heroic moves with Ugluk's last might, and I win the roll off. So I don't call with me with Aeronath. I charge Ugluk, and this allows me to run Glorfindel to my terrain piece.
Nice.
I charge Aenor in, like I just try to tie up as many guys as possible, and he starts his move, and I realize I screwed up. I forgot to take my stand fast. So I stop what he's doing. I say, hey, I'm really sorry, but I gotta roll my stand fast here. And he goes, oh, okay. Thinking, all I really have left are my 3 heroes. What could go wrong? Glorfindel passes. No problem. Aenor passes. No problem. Aeronath got Snake Eyes. Aeronath is Courage 5. He's got 2 will. Don't have enough to get there. And the most critical part about that is, who had my heroic move? Aeronath.
Yeah.
So I was like, I am really sorry. This is not going well at all. So Aeronaut's gone. I was like, bringing Glorfindel back. Uh, I don't know. You just pile on wherever you want because obviously everything's pretty screwed up at this point. But I'm so sorry.
At least you brought it
But
back. At least you noticed and
yeah,
like
that's what he was saying. He's like, oh, you know what? It is fair because that was the last turn, and we did our count up. He chose to try and kill Glorfindel. I thought was a weird choice.
it's bold. Yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of get it because you know he's going to be in the mix.
he was worried that Aeronath might just sit back. Um, Glorfindel's just way too good of a defense, especially against an Uglux. Well, they got a lot of +2 to wound on that list too.
Yeah, if Glorfindel botches, he can really make it hurt. But it's a bold choice. I get why he made the choice though.
Yeah, but so I nullify his points there, and I got my full victory points, which is nice. Terrain piece. If I had a pass to stand fast with Aeronath, I would have got my terrain piece. But I didn't. And he obviously got his because
Yeah,
he's got tons of guys. I also found out that he thought completely unintentional but the way I was pushing the left side with my elves, he thought that terrain piece was the one I went for, so it's kind of what kept his 2 warbands distracted. So I was like, oh, that worked out in my favor. I'd like to say I planned it, but it was not the intention. I just thought there's no way I could keep them forcing up the middle with the other guys. There just wasn't enough room for them. And then I killed Victory Orc. And he chose to defend Victory Orc.
Oh.
So on the 3 main objectives, I got 2, he got 1. So I'm up 10-5. And then he got points for breaking me without being broken. And then I believe he also got victory points for wounding my leader. Or there's something else he got points. I ended up winning 10-9.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Okay. It's a
threading
close game.
extremely close. Aeronaut survives. Maybe that's a 15-9 victory,
Yeah.
which is nice. But obviously, bad dice rolls. So 10-9. I scraped through. I was like, okay, pretty lucky there. I don't know what deserved that win.
And we should shout out to Isaac. I think the Americans were saying he was a pretty good player. He ended up, I think, what, 9th, 8th, or 7th? 7th. He ended up with his Uglux Scouts. He went 3-1. Yeah.
I'll pull an Andrew and be super humble, but I gave him his only loss. No, he was a really nice guy, really great opponent. It was a tough bout, man. I thought Lurtz's scouts was sucked to play against Uglux scouts. It's tough, and he played it really good. He took a lot of shots. He was patient. You could see he was a very strategical thinker with what he was doing.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
so
good game,
101.
Nice.
I survived the submarine. I only can go up from here.
I had the pleasure of in round 2 facing Army of the White Hand for the first time, and it was Josh Heron. Yeah, I went into it and I was like, I'll lose this game. I'm fine with that. Just like totally submitted to it. But I looked at his list. It was like Saruman, Oathmaker, Wildmid, Chieftain, Grima, a bunch of Dunland, a bunch of Orcs, 45 Kerbane? Models, and 5 Kerbane.
Yeah, greasy number.
And then we vetoed off. We ended up rolling into lead from the front, which I think I messed the veto up. I shouldn't have. I got rid of the one that splits your army. I think it's Convergence. Or something like that, because I didn't want to have just one of my warbands by itself. But in hindsight, I should have got rid of this one because it's yeah, it was just tough. Um, we had deployment where on my side I had like 2 big buildings and then 3 open spots. So I ended up being scared of the lightning. And so I dropped each warband in between each building. So then I almost just, like separated my own army. Um, and then I left a couple people touching my banner, but mainly tried to spread out. I left a couple clumps of warriors, like 4 or 6 guys, trying to like bait them into lightning that spot because the banner was worth VPs. Um, and so after when we roll into the first turn, he does the gale. And so I'm moving 3 inches. So I decide, you know what? Most of my stuff, I'm not even going to move. I'm just going to shoot him. Um, I realized that because he marched first turn. So all of a sudden he's moving up 9 inches. So he's in range of the objectives. If I move 3, I'm still not in range again. There, no matter what, he's going to get over the objectives. So I was like, let's just try to make it hurt for him. Did some shooting. I think I killed 1 wildman at Dunland with 8 bows. Like it didn't go that well. Turn 2, the baiting worked because turn 2 he lightninged a block of 6 elves instead of my banner. The part that sucked was he killed five of those 6 elves, and so all of a sudden I'm down 36 models to 31, and it wasn't looking great. And then so that turn I realized my plan was he was going to beat me across the objectives, so I wanted to try to pull him off the objectives as much as possible. So I actually spent another turn not moving. Um, I'm like, if I can start peppering him with shots, maybe I can get him to come to me. He's D3 on the Dunlin. Like I need to roll 3s by 4s to be killing stuff, right? And this is the one where the 3 objectives are across the middle, but only heroes score. So he is Saruman, who's going to score because he's a hero legend, like wherever he puts him. But the rest of his heroes aren't that great. They're all fortitude. All of mine are fortitude. So all of a sudden, like we're kind of even. Um, he actually kept Grima with his army for this game because of Nature's Wrath with Arwen. Like I could have killed Grima if he deployed with me. And so it was kind of this weird. He comes over the objectives as far as he can. He doesn't take the bait to kind of keep coming towards me. I'm peppering him with some shots. It's not working out. I'm not killing very much. I think from shooting, I only killed like 3 models over 3 or 4 turns. So then I start forming up my lines again. And then the Crebain happened. Ugh, the Crebain, man. Arwen gets compelled by Saruman, moves 6 inches back. Crebain jumps over onto a banner that I thought was touch models, but it wasn't. So then he kills my banner, which is VPs. And then the next turn he gets priority, and then 2 Crebain jump onto Arwen in the back corner of the board, and Arwen proceeds to spend the rest of the game against 2 Crebain, which was just brutal. Other places, like he did the Crebain jump over to the spear sports. The orcs charged the front line, so I'm trapped and stuff like that. He had a Crebain tying up both my Rivendell knights, and like it's crazy because you win the fights against Crebain, but they're 4 wounds. They can't be trapped. So like I have Arwen against them, and she's only rolling 2 dice, and it's 4s to wound, so she's only getting like 1 wound a turn on average. And so that was happening everywhere. So like one of the first engagements, I had the opportunity to a Crebain tied up 2 of my spear sports. I could have ran 3 just warriors with shield around and trapped it, but they don't get trapped. So then I just have 5 dice against his 2. So I probably win the combat, but I still, like, odds are I still don't kill it in 1 turn, even with 5 elves fighting it. And so, like, these Crebain were just so annoying. I had 1 Crebain tie up those knights for, I think it was 3 turns, so like 20 points, keeping my 40 points in 1 spot for so long. It was just tough. Like, and then, so by the time we actually form up and the lines hit, I have the twins up there. Saruman will kind of immobilize one, the other one chops something up that turn. He'll immobilize the other one, then the other guy chops up. So it was kind of nice having the twins to, he can't immobilize both of them. But by that time, Grima was nearby. My twins are only 2 might points, so to call a rogue move or anything was all of my might. And so it turned into like just saving might for. I don't even think I spent it. I was just saving it for winning dual rolls, but I didn't need it. Um, and so once we got to combat, the thing I learned with this army is that the Rivendell elves, like, they actually almost want to be in combat. Like, my shooting wasn't great, but into D3 Wild Men of Dunland, I was chopping them up. And like at that point, the twins were starting to get close to at least one of the objectives, which was making him a little worried. Like he just had what was it, the Oathmaker there, which was not gonna save him. Um, and so if we had more time, I feel like I could have grinded out the victory, but he did end up breaking me right before we timed out. And then he was on all three objectives. I did like force him to play the last 2 minutes like sped up because it was the it was the first time I got to do the Rivendell army bonus where Arwen gets to do that 12-inch wrath, and so he had Saruman and his banner standing on the middle objective, so she wrath the two of them, knocked them down, didn't do anything to Saruman, but I killed the banner at least, which was VP's. And so um yeah, otherwise I think I have a lot of thoughts about Army of the White Hand now. I don't think it's as bad as I thought it would be. I think if I played it as a regular game, I would have gone better, like not spread out, actually just staying in like a line and just taking the hit from lightning. Like, um, it probably would have worked out better, to be honest.
Well, the thing is,
Um,
you're also bringing 36 high elves. Like that's a pretty solid number for a very good unit.
yeah, yeah.
Like
The
that
tough
definitely
thing,
helps.
yeah, yeah. Like once we clashed, I shouldn't have bothered with shooting. I should have just started moving up, and then like either way, he was going to beat me over the objectives because of the gale and having March when I don't have March. But realistically, I should have just kept moving up. I mean, Crebain are a problem. I don't. They're too good. They either need to be trapped, be able to be trapped, or they need to be more expensive, in my opinion. Like
Less
t-
wounds.
20 points for a 4 wound model that can just tie up models. Like I think by the end of it, I killed one. I had like a bunch down, like 3 wounds on them. I'm constantly like winning and beating them back, but to chew through 4 wounds without being able to trap them or anything was just takes forever. And then like he used them right at the end. Like I had an elf twin that was set up to heroic combat onto an objective, and so he just stuck a Crebain on him, and all of a sudden you can't go anywhere. And then it's just like so it's one of those things where the Crebain won him the game for sure. Like they were really good. Um, Lightning, I realized you don't even need line of sight for it. So the plan was to just tuck my banner behind a building and leave it there for the game until the lightning went out and bring it out. But like we were setting up, he's like, "Oh yeah, no, I don't need line of sight." I was like, "Oh, I thought it was like Saruman could cast from Corbane line of sight and stuff." He's like, "That's just for spells. Like for lightning, I get to just pick a point on the board." It was like, "Oh man, that sucks."
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
um, so there's like no interactiveness. There's no way to avoid it. There's no way to hide from it. That's I feel like the lightning's fine if it was line of sight, and then even then it's still really good. But the fact that I
Yeah.
can't even hide a banner from it, there's no part of my army I can hide from it. That 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 sucked pretty hard. So yeah, I think Josh ended up winning uh 17 to it might be 17 nothing. 17 to 2. I think I got points for killing his banner. For him not having a banner at the end of the game. But yeah, major loss. Army of the White Hand. It was my first time playing it. I'm glad. I think next time I go into it, I'll go into it with a bit better of an idea of how to handle it. But it definitely, I felt the full wrath of Army of the White Hand for sure.
Wow.
But it's round two,
That's
so we're
fun.
both sitting 1-1.
Did we play each other the third round? Is that what this is
We
leading to?
There was like 2 different times during the day where we were lined up, almost playing each other.
Yeah.
I think all of us.
But no, one. So basically, you and I are like, yeah, we're seeing where we're going today. Barbzan still, he was still not thrilled either. We were all 1-1 after round one.
Yeah, after round 2, yeah.
Round two, yeah.
Andrew was not
Mess.
happy. Zach and I were having a good time, though.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
No, he did not have a good time.
But round three, I got to play against the gentleman, Michael Campbell.
Nice. Great guy.
Great guy, great display board. He brought Mirkwood Rangers. It was Legolas, I believe, with 4 Rangers Mirkwood, Toriel with 4 Rangers of Mirkwood, Thorin, Gloin, Keely, Ori, and Oin. So it was a interesting list. I got rid of the Escort the Wounded. I don't think my list particularly plays that scenario very well when I really trying to move bodies across. I can't be using knights for that, obviously, and hobbits are
Yeah.
super slow, and they're realistically my ideal choice to bring bodies. So I was like, I gotta get rid of that. He got rid of something else, and we ended up with Storm the Camp, which is a pretty fun scenario. It's an interesting one. And so basically, we pushed out. I brought my knights and Aenor pushed up, and they were going to flank around, and my elves kind of came down the bottom half. I left my hobbits and Aranath hanging out in my camp just in case he tried to slide someone in between my 2 warbands, which didn't happen. He ended up collapsing back, so I ended up bringing Aranath out. Probably should have brought more hobbits with him sooner, but they were just kind of out of the fight
Yeah.
for most of the game, which turned out being fine. Michael, first and second game for me, I won priority every round. I think there was very few rounds I wasn't winning priority. And I proceeded to tell Michael this, and then I proceeded not to win priority. But Michael, being the really nice guy he is, kept letting me move first. So kind of him. He also said, I hope this means you'll repay the favor later on. We'll see later if I do. But I got lucky. His shooting was atrocious. My knights pushed up on Legolas's warband. I was like, there's no way none of them don't get shot and die. And none of them did. he just really, and he's got sharpshooter on all his models. And he just couldn't kill anything. He did dismount Aenor. Can't remember. Yeah, maybe I got 1 combat off with Aenor, but then he got him off his horse. Basically cleaned up his ragers. I got nice wound on Legolas, and then I got in the weird pickle of, oh, I don't really want to keep piling guys on Legolas because he's super strong and gets a bunch of free attacks for some reason. Also, he can shoot you all in combat for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a really tough one to play against. It makes you think. So in the end, I kind of just abandoned him and ran Aenor on foot, and at that point, I had like 1 other guy was dismounted. Everyone else died to Legolas.
Yeah.
And just kind of ran them into his camp. And on the other side, he's kind of doing a little shoot off with Toriel and Aranath. And until he got her tucked out of sight. But that's when I had my elves advance. Glorfindel was also an absolute coward and hid behind this little shanty hut for like 3 turns. So Toriel and her elves could not shoot him or Asphalon. I was like, he's like, is Glorfindel a coward? I was like, 100% Glorfindel's a coward. he's not coming out. I basically, because I rushed him up there and threatened his position, so he kind of held back with his guys. He had the dwarves kind of loop around this building that was kind of right by his camp in case Glorfindel tried to sneak in, which was great because it stalled him out long enough for me to get my elf warband into place. My lines clashed with him and Toriel and her rangers. Rangers got wrecked. Toriel absolutely shredded my elves. Heroic combat, insane. And then Glorfindel comes in. It's like, yeah, cleaning up the back line, just doing things. His dwarves are still far away. Well, far away as a turn or two. And Toriel just like heroic combats into multiple guys. Then it's getting into fights. And I think I did a pretty good job of managing my might with Glorfindel because there's a lot of strikes. There's a lot of heroic moves that I did not go against, knowing that I'd probably need my strikes to stay ahead of these guys. So I did a lot of combats with Glorfindel, not with the charge bonus, which was too bad. I think I got some early wounds on Keely with him surviving, but they got so many rules. He gave me his sheet with all the write up, and it's like, yeah, here's my army, and I looked at it, I was like, I trust you. I'm not reading this. This is too much. You can tell me what your army does, and I'm gonna believe you. And I guess there's a rule where if as long as the dwarf's within like 6 inches of Thorin or something, they get to reroll once. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool rule. So I just out of curiosity, I wanted to read it because I was like, oh, that's actually pretty handy. A lot of synergies in this list. And I'm looking, and I'm not seeing it. And he can kind of see me looking at the sheet. He's like, oh, it might be on the other side. Like there's another page to this sheet. So I flipped it over, and it's just like another full type. Nah, I'm done. But there's a lot of like those special rules are, oh, you get hatred spider. And I was like, I'm not spider. Then there's times he's like, oh, are you an Urukai? Because I get bonuses against those. Not an Urukai. But it was just, it was a slugfest. Like he's calling heroic moves. He's managing his might around them. It was, I think it came down to managing our might, and thankfully I was able to use mine at the right time to keep his strikes down. And eventually my elves basically just got killed, except for a few of them. And there's combats with like multiple heroes on Glorfindel, and I was like, well, this is why I needed my strike to try and make sure that I don't lose these fights. I'll lose fights against like maybe one of them, but all three, not good. So I was able to hold off, survive. I end up killing Gloin. Because also this game ends up being quarter, which is tough when all your warriors are dead and it's not even broken. You need to kill one hero to break his list, which I think is pretty good job mathematically figuring that out. Realizing that's what you have to do, but quartering, I was like, that's going to be tough. And then I was able to, I got broken, shockingly. But I ended up getting leader wounds. I don't even know what I win, like 5-3 or 5-2, 5-4, something like that.
I could check.
I don't know. Really close game. I scored points for having models in his camp, but I didn't control his camp. And I think that was the big game changer. I wounded Legolas, and I had some guys in his camp. But I didn't outnumber him.
Sorry, you went 5-2.
5-2. Okay. I think he got points for wounding my leader. Probably, and breaking me, maybe. Maybe it was breaking me. But I had like 2 guys, and it was like, oh, you know what? Maybe they're going to get into the camp, and then they fled. Didn't have good luck with my courage test for sticking around. Or else maybe I could have got his camp, but 5-2, super fun game. Really nice guy. 2-1. It was good. It was fun. It was a long day. We had some good laughs.
Those hero armies are fun to face sometimes, and then other times it could be like, oh, we're just watching you kill all my models.
Yeah, it's tough to really fight back, and they're also sturdy, and they got some cool rules. Like Oin's out there doing things for them.
Yeah.
Or he's sniping my guys with a slingshot. He did. Oh, was that? He took a wound. He took a wound off Aenor, I think, with the slingshot with the
Nice.
6. So I had to use my fate on that. Ah, gross.
Like that.
It's greasy.
Yeah, but he deserved it after absolutely failing with all his Mirkwood Rangers shots. Of course, Ori's going to be the one to do something.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yes, 2-1, man.
2-1, yeah. Some low scores, but
The submarine's
2-1.
working.
Yeah, one more to go.
Yeah. Well, my round 3, speaking of hero armies, I ended up going against Max V from the States, and he brought Breaking of the Fellowship, which was, he brought Aragon, Legolas, Boromir's shield, Frodo with the mithril coat, and Sam from the Fellowship. And then he had Haldir with bow, an elf with banner, and 8 elves with spear. So I think 15 models. But he was in that range of I can break him if I kill the warriors, which was, or no, sorry, I have to kill Frodo. The army won't break unless Frodo's dead. So I gotta kill some elves, and then I gotta kill Frodo if I want to break him. But we vetoed off, went back and forth, we rolled off, we got Storm the Camp as well, which I think is a great scenario. It just takes a little bit of time. And then so it's 36 elves against 15, a 15 model list. So I was felt like I could do it, but we get up there, so we start moving up at each other. Oh, you know what? Before I start this, I have to say something. And I'm sorry, Max, for saying this, but it wasn't fully painted. I think it was the only list I saw that wasn't fully painted at the event. And so,
Shame point.
Max, next time you come up here, you gotta bring painted models, man. But so we start moving towards each other. I don't bother shooting because at this point during the day, I've killed barely anything with my bows. I'm like, I'm not gonna kill an Aragon. So I just take 36 elves and I just push them forward. We were on a board where there was just a ton of ruins. So like there was a bit of open space in the middle, but like a lot of choke points, a lot of places where I could clog up. So he's marching up with Aragon. He left Legolas and Haldir in his camp, and they were plucking elves pretty consistently, killing 1 or 2 a turn. So had like probably 6 or 7 kills by the time we actually, maybe 5 kills before we actually got into combat. But basically, he took Aragon, Boromir, the hobbits, and a bunch of elves with the banner, and it pushed right up in between. There was like a ruined boat and another ruined building right next to it. Kind of sat behind a wall there, so I charged it just to get stuff started. So he was defending the barrier. So I think I had in the ways when I won, but he didn't for that turn. But then we kept fighting over that barrier for a bit, and I had my whole army. Like he had, I forget what it was, like 10 or 12 models moving up the board, and I just plunked 36 elves in front of it, right? Like I just was like, you're gonna have to kill everything. And so we start fighting across the barrier. Boromir and Aragon just start killing. I think in total, I didn't keep track, but looking back, I think Aragon and Boromir probably killed about like 15 to 20 elves that game. Like they just chewed through them. It was like nothing. Boromir gets to reroll all failed wounds when he's within 3 of a hobbit. So like he was just like chopping everything up. He was heroic combating off of 2 into 2 more. Like he was destroying me. Aragon actually had a rougher day. Lost a couple of fights. He was going 2-handed with him a lot, which like was good for like when he won the fights, but it also there was probably I know there was 2, maybe 3 turns where he lost fights because he was going 2-handed. And then just like spending all his might to try to get back up was not worth it. So I took a couple fate points off and didn't wound him or anything. But like, yeah, he pushed in, he tried to back away. I just kept throwing elves at him. I had all of them surrounded, just kept going into it. Arwen, I kept out of the fight because, she was my general. And, so she was just standing on the side waiting to come in and wrath something. The twins, I didn't put them in the fight until the very end. Like I just let them chew through all my elves, kill all my spend your might points killing all my warriors and stuff. And then as soon as Frodo and Sam opened up, then my twins hopped in there, just started chopping hobbits. it was not good. He had a play where he was about to escape and possibly win the game. He had priority. I had no more might left because I had gone all in, killed Sam. I had wounded Frodo. He was on like 1 or 2 wounds left, I think. But he had the ring on, and so he has priority. Aragorn calls a march, gets ready to march away 9 inches and bring Frodo 7 with the ring on. So like he's basically going to escape and head towards my camp. He rolls the ring dice and rolls a 2 on it. It has no might left, and so that turn I get to move Frodo instead of Frodo escaping. Frodo walks 4 inches and basically double charges my twins, and then gets killed. Again, he broke me, which was kind of to be expected. I mean, he chopped me through me so easy. And then once I had killed Frodo, I think I had enough elves that he was broken as well. And then it ends at quarter. So I was just focused. I needed to kill like Haldir and 2 more wood elves to quarter him. Because like Eladin and Elrohir put in so much work. They killed Sam, then they went and killed Frodo, and then they went and killed Legolas, and then at the end of it, one of them went over and killed Haldir. Like it was just they were chopping everything up, which was good to see. But yeah, basically I let him kill my entire army. Arwen and a knight stuck into his camp where he didn't have anyone left, and I got the win. I think it was I might have to look it up. I think it was 10-2, I think. Yeah, I'll say 10-1. 10-1. Because we both ended up being broken, so we both got a point for break. Yeah, it was a tough scenario for him. He told me at the very beginning that he had hoped that this pool of scenarios didn't get rolled because breaking up the fellowship into all of them was not ideal. Yeah, I mean, while we were playing, Alex, the other guy from the States, came over and was chatting with us. They're really nice guys. I like them. But it sounded like a rough day for the Americans. And I didn't help Max's day at all. So, yeah, 10-1 to me and 2-1 going into the final round, same as Zach. So we might match up.
And we didn't.
Yeah, we didn't.
No, you know what? I'd say this was almost a perfect way to end my my day. I matched up with Jeremy, guy I get along with, and he had a Rivendell list, Elrond mounted and Glorfindel mounted, and then a bunch of high elves. So it was kind of interesting seeing our lists are very similar. I think he had 25 models. The big difference being I have a third hero and some of my models are hobbits, which is always a liability. And we had the to the death scenarios, and I believe he vetoed assassination. That's probably a good show. And I vetoed Lords of Battle, mostly because I just don't want to count. It's like, you know what? I'll do to the death. Obviously, Contest of Champions is. I mean, it was going to be up in the air anyways. What happened with the contest, but we got to the death. So it's like, okay, straightforward. We had a board with like some big building in the middle. There's some trees on my side, bit of stuff on his. He definitely didn't deploy as well as I should have. He had my knights sort of like in the middle with some trees. I had my elves on the right side where there's just a bit of open space where I could kind of push up. And then I put my hobbits off to the left, and he just kind of put all his stuff on the right side. So I was like, oh, this is not great because he outshoots me, like range wise. He had 5 bows, which is 5 outbows is way better than 7 hobbit bows. So I thought, okay, screwed up here already. Now I gotta threaten his flank. So I gotta push my knights to try and run around this building and threaten his backside while I pushed my elves sort of up. There's this big rocky thing I was back and forth on. Do I just try to run through the middle? I decide in the end I'm gonna, after a turn or two, I run them around this rock side to protect me from his bows. Because if I had charged him, it would have taken a couple turns. He probably would have just kept backing up and shooting, which smart idea. And then he pops out towards my knights with Elrum. And he's just got this big smile on his face, and he's like, nature's wrath. And I was like, okay, my whole army's resistant to magic. And his face drops. He was like, oh no, did I just like leave Elrond exposed? Uh, resistant magic's only good if you roll good, which I did not. And 4 of my 5 knights got dismounted.
Okay.
So not great. Not great.
Jeez.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe one of them died on the Throne Rider. Or maybe it was the Nature's Wrath strength got him. I don't. One of them died.
Strength 2 hits from the Wrath of Bruinen. And then yeah.
Yeah, I think one of them died. So it was like, oh, that really did not work. My flanking force got decimated in one spell, and my hobbits are still not anywhere in the right position. But my elves pushing up the right side with Glorfindel, they were doing good. They were chopping into a warband. Glorfindel was getting surrounded, but just chopping up low elves left and right. But it's not too good when the rest of your army is collapsing all around you. And it was pretty much over. But nearing the end, I had this one moment where I was so, his leader Elrond was right there, and 12 inches with Asflop is pretty nice.
Mhm.
And I was able to charge away from the last couple elves that Glorfindel was fighting and get into base contact with Elrond. And then I kind of positioned the leftover hobbits to block anybody from being able to sweep around. The only bit was this tiny gap that Cav wouldn't be able to get through. An infantry model might, but not a mounted Glorfindel. And hats off to you, Jeremy. Great play. Completely unnecessary. The game was over. You didn't have to do this to me. But he charges Glorfindel forward, dismounts, and walks into Glorfindel. So now it's Elrond and Glorfindel against my Glorfindel. And well, I think we all know what happened there. Nothing good. And basically that was it. Nothing, not really great. I think I lost like 16-0.
Oh, brutal.
It was bad. It was not good. Good for him, not for me.
I talked to Jeremy after the game, and he told me that his elf bows just like popped off. I was like, he only had like 4 or 5. He's like, yeah, but I was killing everything.
Yeah, they were killing a lot. There was a moment where I was like, I could push through this middle gap, and he's killed like a few guys. And I was like, nah, I don't have the model count to try and withstand this. And my hobbits being in completely the wrong position did not help.
Yeah.
I don't even think it would have mattered if I had deployed them differently, just because they would have got shredded by the bows too.
Yeah, 100%.
But
so 2 and 2?
2 and 2. 2 and 2. Obviously, very low VPs over the day, not scoring any on my last game. 5 in the third. 10 and 8. Yeah,
2 and
not
2.
a bad day.
Can I say what place you got?
Oh, like 25th, I believe.
25th. 25th out of
25th,
38. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, not
That's
great.
a little rough.
Not
That's a
great.
little rough. I
So like
feel
you
Yeah.
sad
said, I
about it.
think I think this tournament we all learned how like important tiebreakers are because we're not used to playing in like 38 people tournaments, right? Usually if you're
Yeah.
Huge.
2-2, you're 2-2 with like 3 or 4 other people, right? But
Yeah.
this one there's like
There was a
I
lot of
don't
two
know,
and
there's
two. And
there's like
I
12
was
people that are 2-2.
I was the second lowest two and two player, so
Yeah, yeah. So you had 24 VPs total throughout the day, and
yeah.
like just for reference, like the best 2-2 player had 39 VPs. So like
Yeah.
there's it. I usually just like try to win my games, and now when you're going to like 38 people tournaments, it's like oh, you actually
Just
have to try to score a lot.
yeah, it's
Um,
not just about winning. Like think of
yeah,
all the people that went 3-1 and well, didn't place in the top 10. Like
yeah, it's
that's
crazy.
at least at more normal tournaments out our way. You go 3-1, you're top 5 worst case.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, usually right, but
So it puts a little bit of a interesting thought, and it could put a interesting thought process into what scenarios you pick. Like Storm the Camp to me didn't score well at all,
yeah,
and
Yeah, I
it's a
feel like
lot. I think it's a lot
Assassination's another
more
low
of a
one.
difficult scenario to score. An assassination's an interesting one. Obviously, if you pull off the assassination with your assassin, you probably just
Yeah.
skyrocket, but you're banking on a pretty tough situation.
yeah,
You so 38
yeah.
people, it brings a whole new thing to I don't know, even you'd say the meta even. Because you
Yeah, it
want to
makes me look
score.
back at like, round 1 of the day. Like you're just trying to win. I was thinking like, oh, I gotta maximize VPs or whatever. It's like, oh man,
Yeah.
I probably could have picked up a couple there. Like game 2, I got trounced, which didn't help. Like you think about the ones where you won, you're like, oh, I could have got a couple more. Could have moved up a spot or two, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
2-2. You hit your goal, man.
I did
You
hit
did what
my
you said you
goal.
would do.
I did hit my goal.
Where Andrew fails, Zach prevails.
Okay.
Take that, Andrew. Who is the
Did
superior
finish
player
better than
now?
you.
Doesn't matter. I hit my goal. I
You
did
were
what I
supposed to
set
go
out to
3-1.
achieve.
I was almost 3-1,
So
2-1 and 1.
yeah, but you didn't hit your goal. So
Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
it's a big old check mark for Zach Fleming and a big old X for Andrew Barbazan.
I don't care.
Take that, Andrew.
Okay. I hope you're happy. I hope it makes you happy.
Andrew's gonna be like just so angry the whole next month until the next tournament. He's gonna be just
I had a lovely time. It was great.
Just
you
keep lying
hated
to
it.
yourself. It's okay.
Every game was great.
No, it
My
wasn't.
shoulder's here for you to cry on. Okay, well, what was your fourth
um,
game?
yeah, my fourth game, I had the pleasure. I played Kyle Vandegraff, who I think he was. Oh, I can't remember the episode number, but he was on. I think our second episode.
Yeah,
Like
second or third.
really, really early on. He's a great guy. I like him. He's nice to play. It's fun because we can play like a competitive game, but still be like chatting during it. You know what I mean? So it was a nice one to play. But when I rolled up, I wasn't very excited to play him because he was playing Shadows of Angmar. So he had Gulliver, 3 barrel weights, and then a bunch of orcs, and I think 3 werewolves, 3 specters, if I'm remembering correctly. So, I mean, a barrel weight is annoying. 3 barrel weights, it just sucks to play against. Um, so right as we're like starting to set up, I was like, all right, let's go get a drink or something. It's the end of the day. We were playing. This was our 3rd game in a row without stopping. So it was like we just both. The timer was running, but we both just went to the store, grabbed some water, came back, just kind of chatting a bit. This is when I learned that unfortunately Kyle also didn't have a fully painted army. Um, he was he was almost fully painted. He was missing, I think, a banner and maybe a specter or something like that. But he did admit to me that he was going to bring the Wolves of Angmar list, but that was even more unpainted. So he knew that we were gonna call him out for it. So he brought his more painted army. So at least he brought an almost fully painted army. But yeah, so we got into it. We vetoed off. I got rid of contest because I don't want to try to race a Gullivar in a kills race. I don't really have much that can deal with him, to be honest. And so he vetoed something else. We rolled off to the death. Nice and simple. Simple way to end the day. We were on a nice board. It was all orc ruins, kind of like medium ruin size. A couple random trees around the board. The main thing that was important was there was one big ruin in the middle. And so we both deploy on the 12-inch line. He knows that he's got to walk over to me, and I know that I have 10 elf bows that hopefully do something. So he starts walking. I'm shooting. I got 4 or 5 kills. It was the best shooting I did all day. I got 4 or 5 orcs down before we got to combat. He has all his spirit models have stock unseen in that list. So Gully's hiding behind a ruin, jump behind a tree, jump behind another tree. So at one point, he's on my very left end of my flank, standing behind a tree about 8 inches away from people, and I can't see him. So then, and coming down the middle, he had split his army to go around the ruin in the middle. So 2 barrel whites went onto Gully's side, 1 barrel white went onto the other side. And he had moved his werewolves up, spectered a couple people out, so he was getting werewolf charges. So I had killed a couple with shooting. He had spectered a couple out, the werewolves killed. Eventually he ends up putting a werewolf right into my front line. And then I put both twins onto it. I put a bunch of people onto it. I have a Rivendell Knight on it. I get ready to kind of heroic combat. I saw there was 1 barrel white on the right side, and I was like, I'm just going to run away from this stuff all game. So both the twins on, I'm going to heroic combat, go at that barrel white, try to take that one out right away. And then it's going to be another turn or two before you can get Gully and the other barrel whites over there at least. Then, so in that one, he couldn't reach the twins, but he could see my Rivendell Knight. So he just casts a 1 dice paralyze on a 3, and then my knight gets knocked prone from the paralyze. And then it also suffers the knocked flying from the thrown rider, and he rolls the 6 and kills my knight off of the paralyze. And so that was unfortunate because that was one of the models that was going to get out and charge with the twins. But I still called the combat, killed a werewolf, the twins, and I think one other elf jump into the pile of orcs that are standing right in front of the barrel weight. The twins chop up a couple more. All day the twins were just like super consistent. I was worried about them going into it just being 2 might models, but like they did so much for me. They ruined stuff. And I don't think either of them died all day. I don't think I
That's
lost a
pretty
hero
good.
all day.
Nice.
Arwen and the twins never died, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, so then the next turn comes around. He's only got 3 might in his army, and they're all on Gullivar on the left side. So I call the move, and I get it off. I get both twins around into the barrel weight. The rest of the elves come up, jump on there. So I have the twins, my banner, about 10 elves against this barrel weight, and maybe 8 orcs. And then the left side, I'm going to lose the left side, whatever. I just left all my elves over there. They're dealing with werewolves. They're dealing with Gullivars. They're dealing with, the orc with the banner. I'm just like, I'm hoping they can hold off long enough. I can deal with some stuff over here. Arwen runs around to the right side, right behind the twins, behind a building, so Gullivar can't jump onto her. Just really terrified of this guy, right? So turn 1, Gully kind of just hurls a guy into my other knight, knocks him off, whatever. And then the combats keep going. I'm going after this barrel weight. I can't kill it with the twins. He keeps peeling them off so that there's only 1 on it, and I'm needing 6s to win, so it's not going great. But it's not casting at me, which is the main thing. And so that all happens. Arwen runs away. The next turn, Gullivar heroic combats. He put himself in the middle of the list. Heroic combats can jump on to Elro here, and was going to kill him. So Elro here calls the defense. So instead of killing Elro here, he just jumps onto my banner, kills my banner, which is unfortunate as well. I mean, it is what it is. It was going to happen eventually. I'd killed off all the werewolves at this point. The elves and the orcs are just going at it. Battle lines clashing. He outnumbers me, so it's not going great. But it is what it is. And then on the one side, the twins are trying to kill a barrel weight and they can't. And then the elves are just mopping up some orcs, but his other two barrel weights are now coming over and they're getting pretty close. And so I think the one Eladin gets paralyzed this turn. I threw one will point at it. He got it on like a 6. I threw a will point at it. Didn't get the 6. I was like, whatever. He's down. The next turn, Gulliver is now standing on top of both my twins and in range of Arwen. And so he looks at me, he's like, heroic move with Gulliver. And I'm like, I see. And he's like, this is for the game, basically. If I could win this move off, I'm gonna kill Arwen and win the game, because generals are 5 points in this, right? And he's killed my banner, which is 4 VPs. So like he's already up 4 VPs on me because he still has his banner alive. And so I called the move with Arwen. I get the roll off, so I'm measuring with Arwen, trying to figure out where to hide. I could run around the building, dismount, and try to hide in a terrain piece. But then we were looking at it, we're like, I think Gulliver could still reach her with his base. Like, I don't think she can escape. So I'm looking at which way to run, hide behind trees and stuff. Like, I can't get away. And so I'm like, well, if this is how it ends, it'll go out on my turn. Arwen charges into Gulliver. Wrath of Bruins doesn't get it off. Roll Snake Eyes. Goes into Gulliver. 2 other elves were in range to kind of jump onto Gulliver as well, so they helped out. And then otherwise, like, I got a twin that's paralyzed on the ground with a barrel weight taking free strikes at him. I have another twin that's tied up by orcs so that he can't get into the Gulliver fight. And it was down to Gulliver with 4 dice, Arwen and her friends with 5 dice. We were both on 1 might point left, so it was kind of like if he rolls the 6, he wins. He did not roll the 6. He rolled a 4 high. Arwen proceeds to roll a 5. We both spend our last might point, so that I have to go to a 6 to win the fight. And so Arwen and 2 elves now have 5 dice trying to kill a 4 wound Gulliver, not trapped or anything. So I have 5 dice. Hopefully I could take, he loses attacks with wounds, right? So hopefully I could take a couple of wounds off. He goes down at attacks. Roll the dice. I think the Warriors got a 6, so they do a wound. Arwen, trip 6, just takes Gulliver off the board.
Nice.
I looked up, I was like, dude, I'm sorry. That's not what should have happened. He's like, dice, man. So yeah, this last ditch effort to try to do something turns into me getting a general kill, which is a 5, technically a 10 VP swing, because he was going to get 5 for killing Arwen. Now he's down those 5. I'm up those 5. So like all of a sudden the game changes and it's like, man, we got a chance.
That's payback,
then,
Kyle, by the way.
Yeah, for him killing the Balrog in one turn.
Yeah.
So then now we're into it. I mean, Eladin shakes off the paralyze. The 2 twins charge in. I got elves trying to take barrel whites and stuff. I'm spending all my might points on moves to try to keep them tied up. The first turn that I have no might left. He has all 3 barrel weights left still, and he paralyzes both the twins. Arwen's still up, and then Arwen gets paralyzed the next turn. So by the end of the game, we both broke on the same turn. We both had the same model count, 36 models. So we both got 19 kills in the same turn. So we're both broken. Arwen's now paralyzed. Elrohir's paralyzed. Eladin shook it off. He had a barrel weight with 1 will left. Paralyzes him. But since it's exhaustion now, all it did was it knocked him to the ground. But then the paralyze wore off right away immediately. But he was on the ground. So to end the game, I had two paralyzed heroes and a guy on the ground from a paralyze. And like, it was brutal. The heroes, like the twins, did a lot, but they were paralyzed for a lot of the game too, so they didn't do a ton. Arwen obviously killed Gulliver, which was insane. But then she was paralyzed on the ground for the rest of the game. I did end up killing, I think, one of the barrel whites. and then the other 2 were still around. The thing that we didn't keep track of, which is hard, and I didn't realize till it was too late. So I have at the end of the game Elro and Arwen paralyzed on the ground. I have a dead Barrow White and a Barrow White that has no will left, and it's exhaustion spells. So now we were like, okay, what Barrow White cast paralyze on these guys? Because if it's the one with will left, they're both still paralyzed. But if it's either of the ones that don't have will or the one that's dead, like it's worn off. And we didn't know there was like no time left in the game, so it didn't really matter. And so, yeah, he was able to keep his banner alive. He got onto Arwen when she was paralyzed, but I had a ton of elves there helping her, so she survived without being hurt. Um, and then, yeah, all my troops were just shielding for the last like 15 minutes of the game, just trying to stay alive. And I got a 10-7 victory because I had got his general. We both broke each other. Um, so I think we both breaking was 3. So I was, or no, 1. I forget how it all worked out. But basically, I had killed 2 of his heroes, so I got extra points for that. So I ended up getting the 10-7 compared to his banner and break points, which was only 7 points. So I squeaked out a win against Kyle in the last game to get to 3-1. But much like Zach, my VPs were okay. They weren't great. So out of all the 3-1 players, I was the worst 3-1 player. So I placed 11th out of 38. With I think I had 36 VPs. So yeah, it was a game that I didn't think I was going to win, but Arwen lucked out a little bit and flash killed a Gullivar, and we got it done.
Very nice. Sounds like a fun game.
Impressive.
It was
Hey,
fun. Kyle was a good opponent too.
He's a great player,
I think I
too.
voted. Yeah, I
he's a good
voted for him
opponent.
for my sportsman award because he was just. It was the best game of the day. It was competitive but chill. We were just hanging out, so it was a really good game. And yeah, that one timed out. I think my game against Army of the White Hand timed out. The 2 times that I faced like low model counter armies, I did finish my games, but yeah, I don't think the scores would have changed too much if we had more time in that last game. But yeah,
How'd you like Arwen as your leader? Did you ever feel like she was a
um,
liability? Um,
I was worried about her the whole time, but like
yeah,
I didn't fight with her that much all day. Like I just used her like storm the camp. I used her to get the VPs, like get to the camp.
yeah,
I usually tried to do like sneak in, cast Wrath of Bruin, and then get out. But like Army of the White Hand had her tied up in the corner all game. Um, the first game against Roach Rivendell, she just killed Wood Elves and then hid the rest of the game. That last one, she just ran away from Gullivar and got lucky. Once Gullivar was dead, though, then I was charging with her. I think I had 1 or 2 turns where I charged and just was killing stuff because she's fight 6, 3 attacks on the charge, right? She's
yeah.
a bit of a beast when you get her in there. So
You want to be charging with
um,
her. You don't want her getting charged.
no, 2 attacks doesn't feel great. At least the twins, when they get charged, they still got 3 attacks on foot. So they were, yeah. I was pleasantly surprised with all 3 of the heroes actually that they all performed like really well.
Well, I would say I could go on a limb here. I know at least in new edition, I don't think anyone's brought the twins yet. And then we have you and Blake Martell both bringing them, both
Yeah,
going 3-1. So the stock on the twins are going up.
maybe, man. I was worried because they lost a might point each, so they're down to 2 might each. But like it's cool when they're near each other, they get to reroll 1s to wound. When they're near each other, they get dominant 2. They have their special attacks. They have one has they both have strike, but one has defense and one has strength. So then all of a sudden it's like there's some play to them, and they feel really good. I they're some of my favorite models, um, and so being able to play with them is bonus.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice that you can play them and not feel like you still have a chance competitive.
Yeah, yeah. I do I look at the Rivendell lists, and it's interesting seeing me and Jeremy. We both went 3-1. I think he placed right above me.
You're
We
welcome,
both had similar
Jeremy.
VPs. But like I look at the lists and like they're very different, right? It's an Elrond Glorfindel low model count compared to a 3 hero high model count list, and I'm like, I don't know what the better way to play Rivendell at this point is. I think it's his, but the games that I played, like having an elf horde is pretty awesome. Having 36 fight 5 plus models, like felt really good.
Hordes are really good right now. High model count's always going to be useful with with the current scenario setup, especially when you're bringing 36 elite models and someone's bringing like 43 not elite models.
Yeah. Which is why looking back at my Army of the White Hand game, it's like, man, maybe if I just take the lightning hit, but don't deploy all over, like keep my army together and just plow into them. Maybe I could have really done some damage, but hindsight, next time I face Army of the White Hand, I'll know. But um that's the tournament for us. We Andrew went over his games in the last episode. If you missed it, episode 18, you can go check it out. Um Spoiler alert, he's still upset.
Not upset.
That's why he hasn't said anything at all today. He's just sour
He's
and
moping. He's still moping. It's been what,
see our group
5 days
chat.
since the
He's just
tournament, and he's
crying
still moping.
away.
I don't know what's going on
Um,
right now. I had a lovely day.
no, you didn't. But Zach, did you have? I kind of went over how all my heroes like were solid. Did you have like an MVP of the day? Was Glorfindel like?
Uh, yeah, Glorfindel is just Mr. Consistent. Aenor's fun, but if he doesn't charge or gets dismounted, he's in a really tough spot. I like Aeronath. He's like, it's a big reason I bring him, and he's a might batter.
Yeah,
Fornost, I feel needs to have that agency with winning priorities or winning move offs, so I can get those charges. And I don't want to spend all my might with Aenor because I either need, I want to do some pro combats with them, or I need that might to strike against other heroes, or same with Glorfindel. I like to use their
yeah,
might to help me kill things. So it's nice having Aeronath as like that support hero. Kind of be
yeah, for
there. He's
sure.
got 3 might. Try to use it for my moves. As long as he doesn't flub snake eyes and flee when you're broken.
Yeah, anything but Snake Eyes too.
Anything. But MVP's got to be Glorfindel. I mean, he's so consistent.
Yeah, it sounded like in all your games he was the guy that was making the plays, right?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. Yeah. I guess talk about the event itself. Did you guys have any thoughts about the event? Any feedback on it? Like, it was obviously a great tournament, having 38 people, being at Torchlight, which is my first time at the store. It was an amazing store.
Great store.
Um, Other than like, I know we've talked about it a bunch the past couple episodes, but like starting a little earlier, which I mean, if the store is not open, that's one thing, right? But like in an ideal world, it could have started a little earlier.
Yeah, especially for GT.
Yeah. Any
Bunch
other things you
bunch
liked or
between
disliked
round
about
2 and 3. I get why they went
Yeah.
between 1 and 2, but I'm
Yeah.
always going to be a firm believer in between 2 and 3. And I'm really glad they added the extra 15 minutes per round. Every game
Yeah, that was
except for my
required.
last one against Jeremy, which obviously was very quick. I went right down to the wire in every game. I took the full
Yeah.
clock. So if it wasn't for the extra 15 minutes, I wouldn't have had any of those games finish. And then who knows what happens.
Yeah. Without those extra 15 minutes, like a couple of my games would have been very different, like score wise. Like it just we wouldn't have gotten far enough into the game to get to we didn't get natural conclusions all the time, but like get close to like feeling like, oh yeah, this is how the game would have ended up.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah. And then lastly, guys, I want to get into we're coming to a new season now. This next year, do we have any goals for the season? Like, do you want to place at a certain spot in the rankings? Is there any hobbying you want to get done? Um, Tournament attendance or hosting stuff? Yeah, do you guys have any thoughts on that? I can go first if you need a
Ah, you can go first.
um yeah, so I'm hoping to host a couple tournaments like I did this year. I'm hoping to do at least two. It seems like we have a lot of people stepping up to host events, at least this November and into December. We have enough events already, like it's not any much of a worry. So I'm hoping to do one in the new year, either January, February, maybe try to do like a competitive event, and then later in the year I want to do kind of a more hobby, or at least like a 90 point, like with some funky twist to it, uh, to make it a bit more of a unique event. Um, and then I'd like to try to get out. I think I was looking at the standings. I think I got out to seven or eight events, but three of them was just me TOing. So I only got to actually compete in like 4 or 5 tournaments this year.
Yeah,
I'd
you got
like
to
to
get
bump
out to
that
more.
number up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to, I got top 10 this year. I'd like to try to get to top 5 if I can get out to like, you know, 6, 7 events to play in, but
Yeah, what you
we'll
end
see
in
how the
seventh? Seventh overall?
yeah, I was 7th. Andrew got 2nd, I think we mentioned last time, and then Zach, you ended up just outside the top 10,
13th?
13.
13th, 14th, something like that?
Yeah, so it was a pretty successful year for all of us, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Andrew got that high because he just went to like 15 tournaments.
I'm
More
getting
events you
grilled
go
for
to,
going to
it's definitely
tournaments.
more helpful.
Yeah, yeah, and the more Balrogs you play too. Um,
Yep.
It's a good list. I don't know what to say.
Actually, speaking of league standings, we should shout out. There was one guy I wanted to shout out, new to the league, Jonathan Young.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
got eighth overall. He was only like point 0.6 behind me or something like that. And so for that being his first year, it was pretty awesome. The other one is Blake Martell. He only went to it says he only went to 5 events and he got third place in the league. So that just means he's like just dominated. I know he won my good versus evil tournament, that 90 point event. And then yeah, he's just dominant when he shows up, which is pretty cool.
that'd be cool to see what John does too with like now he's got a season in, he's got that experience. What's he going to be able to pull off with a fresh start?
Yeah. Yeah. And he's got a new army too, with Lothlorien, which we saw Steve run to some pretty big success. So I'll be curious if he can kind of replicate that.
Yeah. Yeah. The list seems good.
Yeah.
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 So what
But
do you,
yeah, that's kind of my goals. I don't think hobby wise, I want to I've built one display board in my life for my birders horde. I do want at some point this year to build a second one. I'm not sure for what list yet. It'll probably be for my Rivendell. Um, but there's another army that I'm thinking about playing a little bit too, so we'll see. Um, but yeah, getting my Rivendell out a lot more, getting birders horde out would be nice. I did pick up a Gullivar, so I might be scummy and play that. But we'll see how the new year goes.
got a lot of armies to be playing for not showing up to many events. Now you
Yeah, at
got to
Yeah.
least
get to those events.
I got like weekly game nights that I want to get back up and going. I've missed a couple just being busy with podcasts and tournaments. So, and Zach's moving close to me, so he's coming out to game nights too now.
That's
Should
going to
be.
be my goal. Get to some game nights. Maybe actually figure out how to play this game properly.
Dude, I'm going to be
Hone
the only
in.
one of us not playing regular games.
Wow. Let's be real. How often am I going to get to game night?
We're gonna schedule around your schedule, Zach.
Perfect.
Just,
Perfect.
yeah. You
Yeah.
guys got any Zach? You got any hobby goals or playing
Um,
goals?
finish up my fiefdoms. Then there's another army I want to work on. I got some pieces, kind of toyed with it. Maybe finish my Mumak too. I don't know. I got a lot of stuff I got to paint, but goal is to finish my fiefdoms. I'm getting there. I think I just got a couple mounted guys to paint and some foot knights, and then I should be done, I believe. So that'll be cool. And then, yeah, work away. Hopefully get this Mumak done so I can bring it out. and touch up some other stuff that I'll keep in my back pocket for now.
Okay.
Goal for the
Mysterious.
year, I don't know, like I think top 15 once again. I think's a good goal. I'd like to
Mm-hmm.
try and get to that top 10. I'll be happy
Yeah.
with top 15, but I'd like to go try and get top 10. It was in my grasp. There was a
Yeah, you
stretch
were
where
inside the you
I
were
was right
inside the
on it.
top 10 until this fall, I think, that we kind of people
The
started showing up
last,
and
yeah, the last update,
yeah.
and I fell out and I just kept falling. But that'd be cool. But otherwise, I think 15 should be achievable. Like I had a couple podiums this year, so hopefully I can maybe try
Yep.
and get another couple podiums.
You had some cheeky
Nice.
podiums.
Hey,
Hey,
they're podiums.
hey,
Podiums are
hey.
podiums.
I remember one podium where you came first with a bye, and I
You came
actually played
third
all
with a
three
bye.
games. Oh,
Yeah, Andrew got a first place after only playing 2 games in the tournament. That was messed up.
And I
but
crushed those
But
two
actually,
games.
the guy
anyway,
that came
Andrew.
second, I think, also played only 2 games with a bye. So I was the only one on the podium that played all 3 games. It was that was something.
It was a weird small event.
Yeah, well,
But
small events,
that
weird stuff
event,
happens.
because I did so poorly at the GT, that 80, I think it was an 80,
Yeah, it was an
Yeah,
contributed to my final score.
that's so funny. I think the best
What's
thing
your
too
goals this
is
year, Andrew? Or sorry, go ahead, Zach.
I was just gonna say I think that third place I got there scored me less points in the league than I think a fifth and sixth place I took at a 90-point event. I got more points for. Like, oh, that doesn't make any sense at all. But okay.
Yeah, the small
Uh,
events have weird math.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they really do.
I got I got some goals this year. I got a few big goals I want to do. Um, for those of you who don't know, Will and I are now admins as of a week ago today, I guess. Which means we want to step up. Well, Will's already stepped up and hosted a ton of really great events. I've hosted all of one, but it was a very successful hobby event. And as I said at the beginning of the episode, I'm hosting another one January 24th in Hamilton. That seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. Consider coming out to that. And you can drink a pint while you're playing as well. I'd like to, well, as an admin, I think we're all going to try to host at least one 100-point event. And I'd like to try and host at least 3 for the year. I think it's a good goal.
Jeez.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Well, I got one in January, then 100-point one, and then one more. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I think that's doable.
Yeah.
It does mean I'll be playing at less events though, which is kind of my strategy. So just play at every single event and then hope good players don't come. Hobby wise, I want to get at least one new army done this year. And I have ideas for 2 display boards. I don't know if I can get both of them out. One seems easier than the other. But definitely one. The other one is a bit more crazy. I don't even know if I can pull it off, but those are my hobby goals. And just more painting and drawing. I did pretty good last season, 2024, 25. I've done pretty good with painting. But I'd like to keep that up.
Yeah.
It's easy to slack.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know how much we should say, but from an admin side, at least, people that are in our league should know that there is some meetings going on right now, and we're looking at doing some stuff for the new season. We'll see how it goes and kind of what we come up with, but hopefully come the new year and stuff, we might have some fun new stuff for our league, which will be really really fun to do. We'll see how it goes, but
Yeah, and just to follow on that, as much as admins can do stuff, it still depends on you to come out to events. So like even if you want to only come to 80-point chill hobby events, make it out to those. They're fun. At least I don't think I'm demanding anything of anyone here. If you're listening to this, like you're into the game, so come hang out. Everyone, pretty much unanimous good experiences across basically every event and every person. So make it out and support the league, and it'll help it grow, and we can do more fun stuff.
Yep. Yeah, sounds good, guys. We'll see. We'll see
What's
how
your
we get
goal
on
for
this
the
next year.
standings there, Andrew?
Oh yeah.
Where do you want to
I
finish?
don't think I'm going to be able to pull off a top 3 again. That was I had a pretty wild run. And I'm going to be hosting more. I'm going to say a top 10. I think that if I play well, like up to my ability, I can get a top 10. I was going to hit top 10 playing Army Veterass only. So I think I can. It's like if I don't do that, I'll be pretty disappointed.
Like you're
Fair enough.
disappointed this year.
So 2 of
What
you
was that?
going for top 10. I'm going for top 15. Good goals.
Goals, yeah.
I think it's all within reach. We just got to get out to some events.
It's just showing up too. Just getting out there, playing some games, meet new people. If you're listening to this and you haven't been and you're in Ontario, show up. They're fun.
They are lots of fun.
Get to meet great people. I mean,
The end of our
since
episodes always end up with you guys just yelling at people to paint.
Click
or
the
to come
subscribe
out to
button
events
and leave a comment, everyone. Come on.
Yeah, follow the Instagram, answer the quiz questions. A reminder, last chance to submit 700-point lists. We will be live streaming November 9th, Sunday evening, about 8 o'clock. We'll make some posts into the Facebook groups and Discord about it. Come join us. We'll submit a list. We'll roast it in front of you live. And it'll be fun. Episode 20. It's going to be a good one.
While we live stream, that's like our hobby time. We will be painting, so it's a good if you want a hobby alongside and listen in as we ramble on. That's kind of what the goal is, the idea of what we're doing. We had some people hop in. We've done one already. It was a lot of fun. It was great to have people come in and say their piece. I'd like to see more.
For sure, yeah. A lot of fun. Also, we have YouTube shorts scheduled out for the next few weeks, so
Let's say they're
check this out.
scheduled. Just say that they come out.
They're scheduled. I have them scheduled.
Lily was so mad.
Right.
She kept being like, I told you guys, this is what you got to do. And all of a sudden Andrew's like,
Lily, you're
with
right.
these reels.
You're right, Lily.
They
There
hit.
we
She
go.
doesn't even know, man. She doesn't even know. All right, that's it. This has gone on way too long.
Way too long.
We should have said all this stuff at the beginning of the episode so people would actually hear it.
Oh, we kind of did, but
We sort of did. This is the bonus
just kind
content
of double
for
down
true
on.
fans.
If you're still here, say
leave a comment.
Andrew's sad in the comment.
Don't say that.
If you listen to this part.
Andrew's so sad, man.
Andrew's still torn
so
up about
sad
the GT.
that we know you're the real listeners.
Yeah.
Andrew's so sad his body has made him sick.
Yeah,
he didn't get it from anybody. He's fighting
Andrew's
himself.
so sad he made me sick.
Ridiculous.
All right, thanks for listening. Paint your models.
Paint your models.
Unison.